This is why unplugging from the news cycle and from social media is so important, especially when it comes up to the 2024 election, because they were trying to spin this tale that Ron DeSantis is the younger, vibrant, more youthful version of Donald Trump. Nikki Haley is that fresh breath of air that the Republican Party needs. But when the chips are finally down and the people are going out and casting their vote and letting their voices be heard, they know exactly what they want. And they will brave not just inclement weather, dangerous weather, in order to make sure that their chosen candidate is the one that they have the opportunity to go vote for this coming November. A complete and total destruction of the rest of the field. What happened to all of those talking heads that were out there? They were saying, oh, Trump is just scared of the rest of the field and that's why he's not debating. Oh, he's unelectable because of all of his lawsuits that he has coming up. He just absolutely dog-walked the rest of the field. Why? Because instead of wasting his time in front of media cameras, doing these stupid staged debates, he's going and he's having conversations with Tucker Carlson. He's going out there and meeting with the first responders on the ground in Iowa and delivering them a personalized message and pizza and all the MAGA hats that you can muster. Donald Trump projected to win the 2024 Iowa Republican Caucus. No, not just projected. At least at time of recording, we got the results right here. And he doesn't have just a plurality of the votes. He didn't just squeak by. He has a resounding majority of the votes, at least at time of recording. Now, this is only 40%, but are the numbers likely to change? Not all that much. He has doubled up. He has more than the other three major candidates combined. And what was this that I heard Nikki Haley was like within snapping distance about a week ago? Fox News put out a poll that she was within 11 points. She just got absolutely dogged out in the back of the Suburban the way that she likes it. I mean, no two ways about this, man. Trump is that guy we already knew. And this Iowa caucus, the way that it was being spun even earlier in the day, Monday, oh, it's a real good bellwether. And the last time that, that there was a competitive primary like this in 2016, Ted Cruz ended up winning. And it was a 3-horse race with a 20-some-odd% with Ted Cruz, Donald Trump, and Marco Rubio. Not such the case this time around. Over 50% going to Trump. He's snatching up these delegates right here. And the race is going to be called because this is supposed to set the story. This is supposed to be the opening chapter of the book of the 2024 presidential election. Well, guess what, man? We just immediately skipped all the way to the back. This is one of these choose your adventure type stories where we just decided to go ahead and pick up the flamethrower and extinguish the beast out there in the shadows because we know it's going to be a rematch between Trump and Biden and we're in for something magical. But I don't want to wish away this year, okay? I don't want to wish away the summer because that's going to be great at the end of the day, but we can go ahead and at least show why the rest of this primary, if we even want to call this primary season, is going to be a joke. Donald Trump is projected to win the Iowa caucuses in a crushing victory over GOP rivals Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, and Vivek Ramaswamy. The historic landslide came despite Arctic temperatures in the Hawkeye State being battered by blizzards that were expected to decimate turnouts. But as the old saying goes, Trump supporters are Trump supporters through and through. They will crawl through glass in order to cast their vote for the guy. That was clearly what ended up happening here. It gives Trump a massive boost as he seeks to win the Republican presidential nomination and return to the White House in what could be the most remarkable political comeback in United States history. That's also the narrative that I'm seeing out there with stupid-ass Megyn Kelly going, wow, imagine that. Trump at the end of 2020, just now, look at all the support that he has right now. It hasn't gone anywhere, you stupid bellwether bitch. Fucking pay attention and read the room, stupid. Anyways, Fox News, CNN, AP, 538, just about every polling agency had the race called 33 minutes. 33 minutes after the polls opened. That's crazy, man. This has never happened before. This is why this is such a crushing, historic, thorough, complete, whatever adjective you want to use to describe this. Thorough ass kicking. And after only 319 votes had been counted, what is it? Trump, DeSantis, Trump, Vivek, Trump. Hey, okay, I think we can call it. It had been clear on the ground that Iowans were most excited about voting for Trump rather than the other candidates. Yeah, despite what the media would love to tell you that, oh my God, yeah, our establishment girl who basically has just Democrats supporting her, just thinking that, you know what, if the Republican Party could just return to normalcy and that they would stop fighting back, our Democratic policies would be getting far further along. This isn't the old Republican Party, man. For as much as I support Trump, okay? I think he's the best politician that's out there, and if you're holding your breath for the perfect politician to come along, and yeah, I've got problems with Trump. His personnel decisions are absolutely atrocious sometimes. His undying support for our greatest ally is a huge problem, but can you point to any other politicians that are out there that don't have as many or worse red flags, especially on that Republican dais right now? All of them are worse, catastrophically worse. And yeah, for all of the problems that I do have with Trump, when you take a look at the broad brushstrokes that he paints with, I kind of like most of them. I think most of them are great. The macro level, he's fantastic. He's the best president that I've seen in definitely my lifetime, and you might have to go back in order to find a more capable candidate outside of maybe Ron Paul, but you know, we can't all be perfect now, can we? I'm tired of the media, just in general, but with the specific disclaimer that, oh, Trump's just the best of a bad situation, you got to do the best with what you have. No, he's a good candidate regardless of the time frame, and that's just another one of those tactics which is now being proved to be a failing effort of just simple demoralization. People like Trump. Get it through your head. This isn't some cult of personality specific to the man. Guess what? Politics in general is a popularity contest. Christ almighty, just be so happy that the guy who's leading the popularity test actually gives a fuck about the country. Big shock on that one. Trump packed venues all over the state, often needing overflow spaces to fill his crowds. Yeah, meanwhile, you ended up with Ron DeSantis not being able to sell out an Olive Garden table, let alone a hall, auditorium, arena. Shortly before he was named the winner, Trump addressed supporters at the Caucus site in Des Moines, where he was greeted with raucous cheers and applause. He told them, "I would appreciate your vote. I think I deserve it. We were a great nation 3 years ago. Today, people are laughing at us. We did a job like, frankly, nobody has done in a long, long time. We have terrorists. We have people pouring into our country. We have an invasion from people where they're pouring in and coming in from prisons all over the world, from mental institutions and insane asylums all over the world. We have terrorists coming in now." He bangs on issues like that because that's what people actually care about. That is something that has been oft neglected by the people in charge right now, and that is a winning platform. For as much as the media wants to spin it that, oh my God, he's out for vengeance for 2020. Trump, yeah, he was playing the pity party early, but guess what? He's using some of those talking points, but he's also moving forward on issues that the people care about, and that's why, okay, to a very much a chagrin, but this is also exposing how phony all of these fake ops are. The Lincoln Project, the old diddler project founder, calls the Republican Party a kabuki dance and says Donald Trump will be the GOP nominee on March 19th. That's the ball game. Man, just all of these other fake GOP ops, man, is just really, really down bad tonight. It's really terrible stuff. Rick Wilson, one of the founders of the anti-Trump Lincoln Project, called this year's Republican primary a kabuki dance. Did he just make these comments? Yeah, he just made these comments, huh? Because I've been saying that for a long time. Called this year's Republican primary a kabuki dance and predicted that former President Donald Trump would be the inevitable nominee on March 19th. I'm just going to say right now, like, why even wait till March 19th? But that's after, Super Tuesday and all that stuff. And yeah, if he ends up, continuing to beat out the rest of the competition at this type of a clip, yeah, it's all going to be done and dusted. I would argue before the 19th of March, but I guess, there's nothing like a long drawn out. You got to build up the anticipation to these types of coronations. Wilson sat down with reporters ahead of the Iowa Caucuses Saturday night at Des Moines' famed 801 Chop House and laid out why I thought that Trump's rivals, former UN ambassador, it's so funny that they describe her as that when she was a former governor of a state, by the way, and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has no chance. Wilson said that even if Haley outperformed or beat Trump in New Hampshire, and she did well in her home state of South Carolina, a couple of the states that are going to be coming up here in the next few weeks, she runs into a problem on Super Tuesday on March 5th when Trump can win all of California's delegates, for example, if he hits 50% support, which we've seen right here with the RCP reporting, which, yeah, it's getting even more of a dog walk. Down bad for Nikki Haley, okay, and then Ron DeSantis throughout the rest of the world, and he campaigned hard. He ended up getting the governor's endorsement. Shout out Kim Reynolds with her terrible political instincts, only rivaled by that of Ron DeSantis, and it looks like her her endorsement ended up amounting to not much of a hill of beans. But let's take a look at the rest of the primaries in anticipation of Super Tuesday, and if there's any stumbling block potentiality for Trump. Like, I don't see it. I really don't see it at all. Like, the next one that's coming up, okay, January 23rd. This time next week, this is just going to go ahead and further cement, because New Hampshire, all of the polls that are right there, okay? I don't know, maybe that was the one where it's like, oh guys, it's going to be really close. Haley has gained considerable ground in December, and those on the ground talking with voters have speculated that she could win the GOP primary on January 23rd. I'll wait, because, okay, for all of those Haley supporters, which I've never ever even heard of one or seen one out in the wild, you see more Ron DeSantis out there on social media than you see anybody unironically supporting Nikki Haley. We'll take a look at some of the polls here, care of RCP, after we run through the rest of this. So South Carolina, you got the GOP one, okay, yeah, a month later, February 24th, which theoretically should be the closest, because Nikki Haley being the former governor of South Carolina, you would think that would end up, working out in her favor. But again, the polls just have Trump with a 29-point lead over Haley, 54-25. It's not great. Michigan, it's like 140 delegates up. Oh, I'm sorry, that's on the Democrat side, 16 for the Republican winner. But also, we could see a return of the 2016 electoral map with Trump leading Biden 8 percentage points in Michigan, albeit very, very preliminary at this point in time. Nevada is also, okay, yeah, February 8th. That one's going to be, I guess, after New Hampshire, next up on the docket. And then, of course, March 5th with Super Tuesday, where it's basically, everything under the blue sun. But yeah, man, this is the first of many crushing victories that are going to be coming in 2024. And, well, at this point in time, man, okay, as desperate as they're getting when it comes to those lawsuits and a bunch of them getting pushed off after the election, I'm wondering, and I'm not trying to wish this into reality, but how long before somebody gets crazy enough to think that they need to take matters into their own hands? I swear to God, I don't want that to happen, but I could see a point in time where, just shit starts to look so fucking funky for the opposition that, the media, with all of their hysterics, just trying to say that it's all basically he's going to come back and he's going to institute the Third Reich. Oh my God, it's just going to be terrible. It'll be a 1,000-year reign for Trump, and he's never going to let go of power. Everything that they intrinsically want is what they project onto the man. You've seen it happen with Supreme Court justices after contentious decisions getting made, but I'm just wondering, man. I'm just hoping that the security is doing exceptionally a good work. But here we go. Don't mind all the tabs at the top if you don't want, the rest of the stuff spoiled going forward. But look at the latest polls that are coming out. Okay, so the Iowa, Republican Caucus, and as you can see, Trump was up huge, absolutely huge. They at least got it right that, Haley and DeSantis were going to be neck and neck, but the 52-point lead for Trump is probably going to end up shaking out something close to that. So yeah, Trump's crushing 33-point lead, and then out there in California, which is absolutely monumental given the fact that, if he gets a majority of the vote, he gets all of the delegates from California, and then it's a total wrap. There is no scenarios anywhere. Okay, Iowa was supposed to be the closest, but it wasn't. New Hampshire, they're thinking that, oh my God, there might be a chance out there. It'll be interesting, but at the end of the day, not so much, because you're going to have to retake all of these polls going forward to figure out exactly where everything lines up in a post-Iowa situation, because if Nikki Haley is indistinguishable from Ron DeSantis, what's going to make her stand out in the grand scheme of things in New Hampshire? It doesn't make any sense to me at all whatsoever. But now looking really forward, just taking a look at the likely matchup that we're going to be saddled with for the rest of the year, Biden v. Trump, and well, General election results. One that makes me absolutely chuckle was the CBS poll that released over the weekend that, oh my God, actually, Haley has a better chance of beating Biden in a general election, according to CBS. Sure, but everybody else still beats Biden thoroughly. We didn't see anything like this in 2020 or 2016. Reuters has Trump-Biden tied. And then, I thought Kennedy was supposed to be taking away votes from Biden, away from Trump and not helping his re-election bid, but no, it actually turns out, at least from that poll, that Trump would end up benefiting from a legitimate third-party candidate. Oopsie daisy. Haven't heard much from old Robert Steen Kennedyberg in a minute. It's been a second. Rasmussen, yeah, probably painting an accurate depiction of things where Trump is far and ahead away the leading GOP candidate, because that's what we're seeing when it comes to the people casting their votes and the reality on the ground. People might know who Ron DeSantis is, maybe. Nobody knows who Nikki Haley is, but everybody knows who Trump is. At this point in time, you are not going to get a waffling answer as to what you think about Trump. Like him or not, he elicits responses. And that's what the GOP needs, but that's also what the GOP is terrified about. That's why 2024 is going to be so much fun. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.